is the director of the youth department, youth ministries for the Wesleyan Church in the spiritual formation department. And Scott, great to see you, man. Tell us a little bit. The Wesleyan youth movement has kind of gone in a different direction for this coming year, 2011, with the way we're doing our youth conventions. Take a minute and just tell us kind of the vision behind that and what you guys are hoping God's going to do through that.
Yeah, you know, we've been doing Wesleyan Youth Conventions since the 60s. I mean, it's been a long staple of everything that we've done. I have no idea. I'm making it up as I go. This is live, by the way.
I know.
It's not live.
But you can redo it.
Can you edit this?
I did something to him that they had to redo too, remember?
Oh, that's right. Watch out for shoes flying through there. All right, let me get back before we were so rudely interrupted.
That's right.
No, we've been doing Wesleyan Youth Conventions since the 60s.
Yep.
And it continues to be one of the largest things we do as a denomination, not just a youth movement, but as a denomination. And we still have more kids saved, more people calling the full-time mission, full-time ministries, missions, acts of service. And that's just something that we kind of hold true to. And so this year, coming into this conference year, we asked the question, how can we reach more students? And how can we make this build better relationships with the church and with our youth pastors? And so we wanted to change the formula of the regional youth conventions. So instead of going to 4 cities like we have in the past, we said, you know what, let's get out of the hotel and convention center business, and let's go to our relationship with some of our larger venues, some of our colleges as well, and take the event, same quality youth conference for a fraction of the cost, and take it to our local churches and our colleges. And it's going to do a couple of things, which I'm pretty excited about. It's going to reach more students, which is what we want to do. It's going to build relationships. We've got 9 of these things. So we used to do 4, now we're doing 9. So we've got 9 of these things on the calendar for next year, which means we can't do this on our own. It's just not going to happen. So we have to raise up leaders. We have to find people within our denomination who can carry this mantle of leadership. So that's awesome. And it's also going to build a relationship with our churches, with our larger churches and headquarters, which has kind of been severed a little bit over the years for one reason or the other. This is a great opportunity for us to kind of reach out to them, for them to kind of to reach out to us, and come together, join resources to reach those. So we're starting in April. April 1st is the first one. We're going all the way through December 28th. So it's not the same date every year. It's throughout the whole year. It's in 9 different locations, as far west as San Diego, as far east as High Point, North Carolina, a lot of points in between. So pretty excited about that.
There's going to be a great one at Southern Wesleyan University, April 1st and 2nd. And I'm excited. I'm honored to be a part of that. And, you know, the theme for this whole tour this year is follow. And this has been on your heart the last couple of years. You wrote this book. It's a 10-week youth discipleship guide called I Follow. And our youth group went through this. It was amazing. What has kind of branched off from this? I know there's like a new series of books. Tell people how their youth groups can go through this and draw closer to each other and closer to God.
Yeah, sure. Well, again, going back to the rich history that we have in Wesleyan Youth Movement, not just with conventions, but with discipleship. And when I grew up, and maybe you, but I grew up in the Wesleyan Church. As a teen, I went through our Wesleyan Youth Discipleship. It was called Growing, Still Growing. It was these 3 books. Well, when I got in the office, it was like that was what they were still using, which was good in and of itself, but it was written in the 60s. So I went to Jim and I said, we got to create a new Wesleyan Youth Discipleship. He gave me the green light, and so we did. We put together this one, and this is kind of like a beginning point. This is if students get saved, you got first-time commitment, starting point, meets a kid at their conversion and kind of takes them through this spiritual growth, and which was great. It was really well received, and it's very interactive. You can do it. You can use it a couple ways. You can do it one-on-one. You can do it as a small group curriculum, Sunday school class for those who still have Sunday school. But then we came back after that because 10 weeks does not make a disciple.
10 weeks? It's
9. It's 9 weeks. 10 weeks doesn't make a disciple, so what we did is we wanted to be more holistic and said, well, how does a student grow in their faith? And the whole thing, I Follow, is all based on 1 John 2:6. It says, anyone comes after Christ, he must walk as Jesus walked. Yes. So how does Jesus walk? How do I follow after that? And so basically we said, let's sit back and let's do this whole scope and sequence, 48 weeks, lessons, and basically it just takes a student through walking in their relationship with Christ, and kind of helps them define who they are in Christ, develop gifts, spiritual gifts, determine what God created them for, all that stuff. And so there's actually 48. There's 4 sections, 3 chapters, books, and I am actually standing beside one of the authors of this series here. So Heath Mulligan, and you will sign these. You'll be signing these. You'll be at the Walmart later tonight signing these.
If Walmart would carry these, that would be awesome. That's another good thing is this whole series, 48 weeks, it's written all by youth pastors. All by youth pastors for youth pastors. That's right. But Scott, man, love you, and thanks so much for all you do and for being on here with us, man.
Great. Thanks, man.